AI.
AI is artificial intelligence.
It's all anyone wants to talk about.
AI.
AI.
Right now is the time to harness the availability of AI.
This is the greatest technology I have ever seen.
The type of innovations that we're seeing are mind-blowing.
We're trying to make death optional.
I'm building a drone company.
I call him Brobot. We're definitely in a gold rush.
People don't even want to create billion-dollar companies. They're talking about trillion-dollar companies here.
A billion-dollar company is not interesting for us.
How can I extract as much gold as possible? So what if we hosted the largest hackathon there ever was? And that's exactly what we did.
Morning, guys. Day one of building a revolutionary music app.
This is my idea.
We are building a project with Bolt for the hackathon. We're excited to show you how it works.
I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm just gonna go to work.
1 billion people have the ability to turn their ideas into reality, into actual businesses, into actual products that solve their own problems and the problems of the people around them in their communities.
I made an app and I have zero idea how to code.
Hi, I'm Sam. I have zero coding experience and I just figured out what I'm going to build.
What's at stake here is over $1 million in prizes.
Oh man, I'd love to win that.
Good luck to everybody and we'll see you in 30 days.
Are we ready to handle this? We've prepared a lot. Like, you know, you have no idea until you actually kind of hit the starting line.
How are we gonna actually pull this off?
You are looking at Greg Eisenberg, G-R-E-G-I-S-E-N-B-E-R-G, and I am an AI clone of his voice. Title, CEO, company late checkout. Greg runs a holding company that builds and invests in internet companies. My mom gave me a journal of mine that I wrote in 1995. And in this journal, I said, I think computers are going to be everywhere in 2010.
In addition to late checkout, Greg is an advisor to TikTok and Reddit. He has built and sold 3 venture-backed companies before the age of 30.
I grew up in Montreal, Canada. As a kid, I was always into computers. I just remember being like on the playground in elementary school and obsessing about the latest computer and how many megahertz it had. I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, play World of Warcraft or play Counter-Strike or play these, StarCraft, these games. So competitive games was something I really liked. And then as I got older and I was like, whoa, I can connect to the whole world. At first, I created a blog that was about games, right? So I had to learn how to code and I built this blog. And I think it was called The Game World. And it was just news about games. And then all of a sudden, 10 people started going to it a day, 100 people started going a day, 1,000 people. I was getting comments from people all over the world. And it really just felt like playing this game of building a product and putting it out there. The book that changed my life was a book called The Road Ahead by Bill Gates. In this book, Bill Gates basically outlined exactly what the future would look like. He talked about digital payments. He talked about watching videos on your phone. He talked about supercomputers as your phone. And this was in the mid-90s he wrote this. And I read it and I was just like, oh my God, this is the future. At this time, Montreal was kind of economically, it felt like Detroit. It felt like it was a struggling city. I just felt that this is not a place for me. And my lottery ticket out of here is going to be this internet thing. So at first I didn't move to Silicon Valley right away because I was Canadian and I needed a visa.
that's probably why. What's going on, people? Welcome to DXB Cryptos Live. As always, if I don't go live every day, the sound just gets adjusted on my Mac. I hope you can hear me. Am I on mute? Nah, player. I'm actually normal. Let's have a look. Let's test the audio here. No, it's good now. Oh, brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, guys. Welcome back to the channel. And of course, I'm not sure if you heard what I played previously in the intro. Let me know if you heard that, because that is some crazy AI stuff. But welcome back to the channel, guys. I've not been doing a lot of live streams because I've been really working hard to try and understand the direction of the market within the confines of the Discord. And I've put out a quarterly report today. But this headline here, US expects China to delay rare earth export controls. So we're not really seeing the deal yet, but we are starting to see, as and when they announce a deal, things will be absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, appreciate that. Thank you so much, Illy. Appreciate that, big man. Thank you. And of course, so guys, what do we expect this cycle? Because it is an absolute fatigue when you look at the current levels of the market, what it is that's going on. It hasn't been good at all. And I'm expecting one of two things to happen beyond the headlines, because we got to look beyond the headlines with Trump and what's going on with the China deal, even though that's very important. What's happening in the wider system? Are we going to see a change in liquidity? And so far, we've had this kind of spot on, I would say. I'll probably say we had the rejection here. That was very much something that we called. And we've called also this sharp decline here after that rejection. But we didn't really go too crazy below this 107 level, right? Apart from these 2 wicks here. Of course, this is the manipulation wick, and this is this was after that rejection. So where we are now, the RSI is a concern, because if you look at the weekly RSI, we're almost getting there, guys. We're almost getting there. So the weekly RSI has to kind of come back, cross over. We're just actually trying to see how long it can potentially stay in that, because it's not fully bottomed yet. So it's not really fully bottomed yet. So if anyone's saying alt season now, yes, technically that's what people have been calling all year round. But the liquidity in the markets is not there. And I'm talking about the Fed. I'm talking about the debt wall that's coming up next year. 33 trillion is coming in globally. So there's going to be 2026 is going to be an interesting year. But will we get an early crash? And then, of course, sometime, or could we actually get the pump reset in 2026 and then go again? Because this is definitely a super cycle of some sort, which means that the alts will take longer to mature, to materialize, and things to burn. So we need to really actually spend a lot of time understanding what kind of bags we want to build in this current climate. What are we building? Ethereum not doing bad. Ethereum not doing bad at all. In fact, Ethereum has actually come to this 50% level on 2 occasions. That's like that 3,500. We've had this chart. We did not touch this chart since, I haven't really touched this since back in I think it was August here after that rejection. So you can clearly see we have actually retraced 50%, and we haven't really gone to the 618 yet on Ethereum when it comes to the weekly. But look at the RSI. If anyone is saying like it's completely over just now, we've had this massive Ethereum rally, which started back on the 12th of May. And that RSI really just tells you how long an RSI could absolutely could run for. So I'm looking at things right now. I'm looking at what to buy, what to sell, what to hold, and of course, what to trade. These are the three things. And if we do, if we look at the gold trade right now, gold seems to be the perfect indicator to Bitcoin. It lags, yes, granted, but gold is giving us an opportunity. So big up the caveman as well. Cave, do let me know, Cave, if you want to talk, if you're available tonight, because there's a couple of subjects I want to cover with you, brother. And if we just go, there are these popular charts that everyone shares on X. I don't know if you've seen them, but pretty much they'll tell you, you know, they'll come out a different way to spin the game. And we are here, they say, and this is a vast majority of the crypto community. But how do we trust this? And how can we, as investors right now, take the signal to buy what we need to buy to become bloody rich? This game is not easy at all. Money will be taken away from people. Nearly 90% of all people that make money end up giving the gains back. You saw what happened in December. You saw what happened with the eve before the Trump inauguration. So we've really got to kind of get down and into the business of analyzing key macroeconomic conditions beyond when it's alt season. So far, crypto bubbles are green. And oh my God, sorry, I have to update you on this. This is hilarious. So this model, so Quen 3 is absolutely smashing the trade target. Have a look at this. So $10,000 was given to Grok, Gemini, DeepSeek, and a few others, Claude as well. And they're really all doing bad. Like literally, I mean, just about Grok is maintaining its current position, but I've been tracking this. This is quite interesting. The reason why ChatGPT is the worst over here, it's actually made a loss of well over $6,800. Claude, I mean, look at this, you know, net P&L. Overall, they've actually lost quite a lot of money. It's very interesting to see, actually, guys, if you're not kind of interested in this, what I would call agent type of trading, I think you need to wake up. Obviously, I don't know if any of you have heard my AI intro at the beginning. Let me let me know, smash a like as well, but let me know if you heard that, because this is where things are heading, guys. Just as you thought it was never going to get easier in crypto, what's happening now, large language learning models are becoming profitable traders. And, you know, if you can use something like that to do, you know, to help you trade your futures, great. But I think that side of trading is going to get very difficult. It's why it's very important to buy the right bags, to accumulate the right bags, because ultimately spot is where we make the most of the money. But this is super interesting. I mean, I'm tracking this on you know, it's on my desktop here. I track this on a daily basis, and quite fascinating to see how models like GPT-5 have absolutely been outperformed by things like DeepSeek, when Claude is not doing bad. I mean, Claude overall, from the $10,000, it's in profit by 1,000. And yeah, I mean, it's had a couple of, they've got the market right a couple of times. Very, very interesting. I'm actually interested in learning more about DeepSeek and the other language learning model. And if you can actually start looking into these agents, I think this is a snippet of the future, guys. This is pretty much a snippet of what's to come. So Let's have a look at the top 100. Market obviously flying today. And we do have a thesis about the reasons why the market is flying. And that's purely to do with the kind of weekend pump that we're seeing right now. Last week we talked about certain projects, in particular Potenza Tau. I've also I haven't done the video yet, but AI tech seems to be quite curious once again with Agent Forge. So guys, you may have, if you're fully allocated, you've got nothing to worry about, right? The only thing you need to worry about is looking for a bear market signal. But the chances are the prices go the other way and we're in the final phase of the bull market. That is the thesis that I strongly kind of back at the moment. And then we've got the bear market, but we talked about last week, we talked about bear market triggers and what could potentially trigger those bear market events ultimately as and when they come. So yeah, big up to yourselves, guys. All good, Nivas. Good to see you, Loki, in the building. Mark in the building as well. Evening to you, brother. Ram in the building as well, all the way from lovely India. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, nice to see. Great to see you, man. I'm literally loving. I mean, it's winter time here, so the weather is absolutely gorgeous. But we do have a problem, and that problem is: could we see one of two scenarios? And this is what I mean. Let me just get up share my article with you from today. Let's have a look, see if we find where's my... Sorry, guys, do let me know if you heard my earlier share regarding the AI. So guys, this is what we're looking at right now. Cryptocurrency market just under 4 trillion, right? We've got volume actually increasing over the last 24 hours. We expected that over the weekend. And what else I'm noticing here? Of course, privacy is trending. You've got the usual stuff, but overall things like Akash network actually doing very well. Akash actually shot up by 33%. And then you've got, it's always good to look at the top gainers. You still have memes here. Volume 10 million, baby girl. And I haven't been paying attention to meme coins in the last few days because of the macro picture that we have. Omni Network, that's an interesting one. Up 43%. Cedar, I think we spoke about this one in the Discord. What else? Yeah, a few Binance coins in there, but overall, I mean, some of these alt moves are quite considerable. Now, the only reason why they've moved kind of like that is purely because of the length in which these alts have fallen. Because if you look at the other side of the equation, and the top losers is normally a good metric to kind of look at what kind of falls off. ChainGPT was an obvious one. Imagine this kind came from 100+ million after Binance listing, right now sitting at $12 million. If these are not bear market prices, guys, for those of you who remembered or who remember back in 2020, 2022, 2023, early parts of 23, I'm actually seeing a lot of similarities between prices then and now. In fact, some of the prices are even worse than what they were back in 2022, 2023, early 23. So ChainGPT here down to 5 cents. That is mad. That for me, that is a bear market price, right? You got Clearpool here, $6 million market cap. AI16Z, 62 million. Cato, should be the market cap, right? Sorry, volume. But even the market cap should be way smaller. But look at the drop in volume for some of these. I mean, 5 cents for, 5 cents is really, really cheap for things like ChainGPT, to be honest. I haven't seen it at that price since 2023, right? So, yeah, Pay AI and Sim AI and Ghostware, these are the ones. Let me know, Cave, if you can hear me. I'd love to get you up for a quick chat so we can talk about those and many other subjects as well, by the way. But yeah, I'll look into those as well. Those charts you posted today in the Discord were immense. But guys, top gainers and top losers, don't lose your sight over this. I mean, typically what I do as well is look at this in the context of the top 100, right? So privacy, again, popping off. Interestingly, Zcash, which is half the market cap of Near Protocol, is built on Near Protocol. If you're either trading or looking for a good, solid, long-term play, do not ignore Near Protocol, guys. Forget the market cap. It is the ecosystem that's more important. Of course, I'm a Tau Maxi when it comes to AI, so I'm never going to change that. But I think we need to pay attention. I do trade Near Protocol quite a lot. But the pump token is another one that I wouldn't ignore, whether it's for spot or trading, especially if the market comes down or comes back down further. $300 million in volume. The volume on Zcash has been absolutely insane, 1.3 billion. And then you've got the big losers right here. So you've got the likes. This is within the top 100. Look at Asta Protocol here. Asta is down. Volume is down. Still not below $1 as it was a couple of days ago. But Asta is actually is pretty cheap, to be honest, when you consider what they're going to do with that long term. Paxos Gold, that's an interesting one. When gold falls, I mean, this is the equivalent. Paxos is the equivalent of gold on chain, right? So when it falls, when gold falls, so does the price of Paxos. But if anybody wanted to, apparently they get audited. They have regular audits for Paxos. But that's literally anybody who, who's looking to kind of put money into eventually when the bear market comes. So the top 100 is showing you that most of them are still way under what they were a month ago. Internet Computer there, Casper here up 3.5%, Monero up, and Tau, honestly, my portfolio has been shielded largely by Bitenso Tau. I mean, it's up $400 here, and that's exactly where we want to see the real strength. But the top losers, you can see here USDT. I mean, end of the day, it may come as part of the weekend trap, but Chainlink and all of some important protocols here, Chronos was doing really well before the crash. It's literally just come back to just over a half of what it was. So the Chronos pump, I mean, a lot of people, this is what you're going to find in crypto. This is what you're going to find always. When this happened with the Trump news, everybody was like, yo, Chronos. And I remember talking to one brother here. I was like, yo, around this 33 cents, man, sell half of it. And he was like, nah, forget it, man. So, I mean, selling half, then buying back. It's funny now, but when they pump with a major ETF news or a major Trump news or a major deal, you've got to take some chips off the table. 10, 20%, go pay yourself, take the wife out, buy the kids some toys, whatever you need to do that for sure. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm looking for an application here. So that's how the market is looking right now. In terms of the bubbles, everything is green. Does that mean we're going to shoot straight up from here? If I've learned anything in this market, is that don't count your chickens just yet. We have a significant resistance and a level to flip at around 117. Well, 116 to about 118. We need 117 to become our new level, and we need to close candles above it. Quite simply, I do not trust any single pump. Right now, I don't trust any altcoin season calls. That is all bullshit. The reason I'm saying that is because the macro, like, yeah, the Fed's going to cut rates, but what about quantitative easing? What about the pivot? There's things we need to navigate still. So be bullish in the sense that you should be bullish on the cryptocurrencies that you hold in your portfolio, right? And anything away from that is just a distraction, right? People telling you, yo, this is 1,000x right now and whatever. Yes, we can put potential projections onto projects, but there is a big but. We've obviously found out the hard way this cycle that they're not going to let the alt season run that easy. Right now, liquidity is to the upside short term, but I could also see 107 next week if this becomes a liquidity grab. All right. So yeah, big up yourselves, guys. More people in the building. We've got a really nice crowd here. Yeah, I hear you, bro. I'll give you as much time as you need. No worries, no rush. What's happening, bro? Hope you're well. Jeremy, have you finished the snaking? Possibly, maybe, big up Jeremy in the building. And you know what? This is of course, Johnny here. The new world order is here. Crypto is not speculative anymore. We will pump. Listen, that is the temptation, right? And I 100% agree with you, bro. Like, I am bullish, but I think we have to guard ourselves against any kind of movements. I mean, think about it. End of October, in the business season, in the 4th year of a cycle, of course, we should, some of us should be pulling money out of the market right now. Sadly, what's going on is there's debt to refinance. And I know people don't like to hear the macro, but there's debt to be refinanced. And because of that, we need to be careful as and when, what does the Fed want? Ultimately, they're not here just to pump our bags. They've got inflation and whatever concerns that they have, unemployment. So, and of course, debt refinancing, they want a cheaper, cheaper rates to finance those debts. So we have to be smart. I mean, listen, fool me once, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, kind of thing, I mean, you've got stuff like this Co-AI down 21%, completely manipulated, by the way. So yeah, we just got to bide our time, man. Oh, that was Jeremy. Such a good dude. Can't wait to see you. Oh, okay. The best caveman in the world. Yes, that's my brother right there. Oh, you guys are wonderful, man. Jeremy, I promise to get back to you, brother. So what's happening right now? Is the market long or short? In the last few minutes, we've just had, you ready for this? Let's see, 30 minutes. So shorts in the short term are about 64% versus, 64% shorts piling in, around 200 million on the 30 minutes. $222 million, which is around 64% of the entire volume. So yeah, Sunday night, obviously. And in a moment, China will be coming online. China will be coming online. And what is going on, my brother James Doherty, man? Brother, just rejoin your Patreon, but can't find the Discord server. Yes, definitely I can help you out, bro. let me message you on Patreon. Patreon. Where is the... I'll definitely message you on there, bro. Just remind me, because I know I just use it as a platform to ping the notifications. So it's not really connected to... yeah, no worries, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah. No, just drop me a message and I'll take care of you. 100%, man. Good to have you. Good to have you back, James, by the way. We missed you, man. Absolutely. What a legend. Where is the by the way, guys, that liquidation event that happened a few weeks ago, that killed a lot of people. Wicked, James. Thanks, brother. If you normally, I don't think anyone on the WAP side faces any problem. So what I've noticed is if I connect WAP and Patreon to Discord, the entire system breaks. So what I'll do is I'll definitely send you a link, special link, so that you can get into the VIP Discord, brother. But yeah, looking forward to catching up with you, with Jeremy, with Kay, with all of the legends there. I think our group has matured significantly, and as such, there is no bullshit in that group. I'm so proud to actually be associated with you guys, man. You guys are absolutely great. I haven't seen any absolute bullshit in our group, despite the fact that we've had a very tough time for obvious reasons. So yeah, that takes a lot, man. It's just, I feel like anybody who was not able to handle crypto has already left. The rest of us that are in there will be counting major bags at the end of this run. Trust me. We will be better off for it. Yeah, fantastic, bro. I will check it on the chat and I'll definitely catch up with you, brother. Let's see what else we got. My brother wants to know thoughts on the X402 pump. Okay, man, right there. So guys, let me see if I can find So let's check this one here. Guys, if you have any questions on anything, do let me know, or just try and queue them up nicely. Jeremy, I think you meant X420? I think you meant X420. Happy Sunday to you, brother. Happy Sunday to you. One of my brothers there. Big up T-Ball. What a legend. And I will look at the crazy pump that was Marvia today. By the way, guys, I'll check all your tokens. Just do let me know what the tickets are, and I'll check them. But what we witnessed today is an 80% recovery in a single day by the heroes of Marvia. And this is quite funny because the what do you call the tweet that you shared with me, brother, in the Discord, that was quite hilarious. But I think it does very well. I mean, gaming season, they should easily get to $10. The only problem is how far is gaming season away, you know, and I'm willing to wait for that because let's say, for example, if all things break and we get to a 2026 bull market for altcoins, right, which is really possible, you've got to consider all aspects of the game, right? You've got to consider what could go in our favor and what could go against us. So what could happen quite easily, you know, you look at stuff like Heroes of Mavia, you look at these low caps and you're like, oh man, to be honest, you know, I've wasted my bull market. I've got low caps. If the low caps, have a decent volume and decent backing, they tend to do well and the team is working, right? Let's be fair. What doesn't work is shit teams. I mean, you saw what happened with Cadena. That was one of the most slowest moments, like the slowest rug pulls you've ever seen. The warning signs from Cadena were already there. I started shorting more. Yeah. Got myself 25% more for free. Absolutely. But what could happen is we've got to look at both sides of the equation. So these things have a funny way of working themselves out, man. Imagine in a situation where we go into a bull market and then we go into an alt season next year. It could well possibly be the case. You know, we pump up a little bit for Bitcoin, get to a new all-time high, come back down a bit, and then we kind of build up towards what many are calling the 5-year cycle. By the way, I'm just throwing this out. It's just an idea. It's not really something that I'm planning for. I'm planning to sell my bags, hopefully by the end of the year. But if things don't work out, what's the next plan? And this catalyst here, it has a heavy, like funny way of working out, right? So this could end up really throwing a crazy gaming season. The two things are not linked right now. I mean, it would help, but the two things are not linked because next year we've got debt walls, we've got whatever macro picture has to clear. But in my opinion, if the cycle goes into 2026, don't bet against a strong gaming narrative. And I think that could be one of the best triggers for gaming season, right? Could be. So yeah, I mean, I love the fact that you showed it. I think that's absolutely legendary. You know, you go in and out of these things. Why not? Why not, bro? Let's see what else we've got. So we talked about yes, I got you, bro. So the first thing I'm going to do is this is the token on base. X420. $11%. So $1 million market cap. But with these ones, I always like to look at Nansen, right? Like see what's going on with Nansen. And this is the... So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, let's go to Nansen. Let's have a look at what's going on here. Buyback is happening. Someone's just bid it here. Some wallets have a high balance of the token, holders distribution. No, the ecosystem. Oh, okay. Because I'm thinking, I'm having a look at this. You know, Nansen is pretty good at giving us all this information. But let's have a look at. This is Sparta. Let's have a look. Trump, man, you know, Agent Orange decides to F up the rest of the bull market, then we are truly screwed. If Agent Orange says he's not going to happen, it ain't going to happen. Let's have a look. The ecosystem, yeah. I'll get back to this one, bro. I think I'll just keep losing the page. So I'll come back to that. Is Casper considered to be a blue chip in the making, and certainly a blue chip for the next bull market? For sure. Let me give my brother the bum, bum. So yeah, Casper is considered to be a blue chip. In my opinion, it's going to be a bigger project in the coming 20, like say the coming 4 years, 5 years. I think Casper should be up there once people are done extracting, you know, other proof of work. Mostly, I mean, think about it. You know, Casper is kind of like a better version of Bitcoin. Of course, we're not going to compare it to Bitcoin in terms of, you know, only from proof of work standards. But overall, in my opinion, this is a cryptocurrency in which you can buy and hold for a long time. Back down to $1.5 billion market cap. Really, this has started its bull run back in the bear market. Early parts of 2022. You know, if you go back as far as summer of 2022, I mean, this has done unbelievable numbers. Casper now with the Casper Foundation and all the things that they've got going for, I think is a brilliant, potentially a serious multi-cycle play. So in my opinion, yes, you could consider Casper as a blue chip cryptocurrency. I mean, we're talking about a $1.5 billion cryptocurrency, and the TVL is not even showing yet. They've only just done the smart contracts now. So think about it, like it's the only one that is, for me, in terms of the proof of work cryptocurrencies, lightning fast, smart contracts, big foundation. Yeah, not the best marketed, but I would say Casper is one of the best community driven projects in the whole of crypto. And obviously, with the war being over now, they should do very well in coming cycles. The question is, the way that it run from, could we see the second wave of that? And that's what we're waiting for. That first wave took it from 50% of a penny right up to 22 or 20 cents. So yeah, I think Casper is an important project that will do very, very well in the next cycle for sure. Who's buying? Who's selling? Who's holding? Who's doing all of that? Let me check one more. So yeah, I think Casper will do very well. Casper will do very well. It's just you have to be patient with it. Unless you were involved in 22, 23, really it's been difficult when you consider Casper going up to 20 cents and then everybody said it's going to $5. right? That was the problem. Let's go to CMC. Price not tracked for Jeremy's coin here. 52 million. Yes, Jeremy, this is the one. $249 million. Banker coin, ping, PayPal, Pay AI. Sorry, this is what Cave was talking about earlier, bro. Robot. Yeah, I think this is, I mean, this is already done crazy numbers, right? So probably that's where I was a bit slow on this. I think Banker coin, which we obviously talked about in our group, is the one that I'm familiar with. Also OpenServe, but this whole ecosystem here for me on base, I mean, Banker coin is the one that I was kind of got into, but look at the pump here. I mean, today I've been following the macro, so I wasn't sure, but Banker has done crazy numbers. So has the others that was mentioned by Cave there as well. Insane, absolutely insane numbers. So overall, I am bullish on the base chain. Let me check this. Where is it, man? Open. So guys, let me know what you're buying, what you're selling, what you're holding. If I had to ask you, like, to get rid of some coins, let's start with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Perhaps I can get you in the comments, maybe top two you're not sure about, and the worst two in your portfolio. We can have a look at those. If anyone is there, by the way. Got crazy numbers as well today. We've got decent views. I just saw this crazy documentary today, guys, by the way, off topic, but where do you think MH17 is, or 317? Because there were two MH Malaysian planes that went missing, right? One was shot down over Ukraine, and the other one actually just disappeared off the face of the earth. I was listening to this mad, clear documentary on it until they said that it was teleported by drones. And I'm like, let me switch this off, man. But that is, Banker coin is done mad. Absolutely crazy. Wow. Wow, that is insane. Boom, boom. Late to the stream, you're not. Absolutely not, brother. Okay, let's have a look at Say Casper Marvia Kokoro. I can go down on the aeroplane rabbit hole. Man, we need to talk. That's why we need to talk, brother. My sister said we should get rid of based AI 100%. Prop base, a few others here. We'll talk about all of them, and let's just look at them on the. Let's look at them on smart money, right? That's what we need to do. So if you look at the if you look at the shit coins, the true absolute shit coins, one thing is for sure, like, they just come out of nowhere. They die either a slow death or like Cadena, or basically they just rug and there's a ticker there, and occasionally people get misled because they either go up or down a little bit and people think they're going to recover. But first of all, if I look at your list, you have Say, Stellar, Kaz, Absolute Stellar, Marvia will be a Stellar. I think that's probably your biggest gain. And Kokoro, that's just a card, right? That is an ace right there, because he can't die any more than it is. I've noticed somebody pulled up in our Discord and said that every time it pumps, it kind of goes back down. The thing with Kokoro is this. If they can, again, I'd love to invite them. If anyone from the Kokoro family is on the live stream, we should do something next week for sure. But what I've noticed is that it's not so much about, in terms of those 4 coins you mentioned there, you've got 2 absolute solid returns. You've got Marvia, which I think will pump. Those 84% daily candles will be regular, in my opinion, for a sustained period, like 2 weeks or something. I think that's how microcaps will move in the alt season. So I'm not worried about that. In fact, that one is just all about holding and accumulating. So yeah, you've obviously got risk and reward. Can I see you getting a 10x from that portfolio? Absolutely. Ondo is a massive coin. And I think, look, we're lucky and early at the same time. So let's have a look at, first of all, let's look at these in order. So Say is at 1.2 billion, 20 cents. I think Say is a minimum 10x. The worst kind of performance for Say should be about $2, right? Or previous all-time high was $1 and some change. And since then, it achieved this with a $25 million TVL. So if TVL was ever overrated, it was when Say, or underrated is, when Say had a $25 million worth of TVL. Now it sits on a ridiculous, it should have like something like $1.5 billion in TVL, according to DeFi Llama. So this one's a gift. In my opinion, when Say breaks around that 30 to 40 cents range, I think it goes back to all-time high. The move will be quite fast, in my opinion, because the ETFs are piling up for Say. Say has a number of different institutional backers. And I think we will see the true potential of Say in the next cycle. But nevertheless, from where we are to $2, I think that's an expectation. So I could see Say do crazy numbers when the lights when the switches come on. Again, Say's institutional adoption is very easy to understand. And a number of ETFs, number of back-in, Circle, Multicoin, Coinbase, Jump. So you've got all of the ingredients there to do very well out of this one. Then you've got Casper. Casper is Casper. I think Casper will have, again, remember when, I think Casper kind of went bearish when Marathon Digital started mining it. We'll see that with proof of work cryptocurrencies. Sometimes they take slightly longer to mature. So that should do well for you as well. You have a solid list. The strong convictions on AI tech and, of course, Bitensatao. I can tell you, I did speak about internally we spoke about AI Tech's Agent Forge. And I think I tweeted about that as well this week. What people don't understand is the future, where we're going right now, is AI agents. And I'm not saying that in the sense of crypto. I'm talking about AI agents as being, you know, basically replacement of colleagues. So I think the fact that AI Tech is they're focusing on Agent Forge is a positive thing in my opinion. There it is. I did speak about this. The only thing is, if you can actually introduce an Agent Forge, all-in-one AI platform designed for whatever, innovating for businesses. So a lot of the people, or a lot of the industries buying, I mean, real businesses are buying AI agents basically. Now, it all depends. They do have a trial here, but it all really depends on how they, I mean, are these simple, large language learning, kind of large language model AI agents, because they're talking about automated lead intake. So that's pretty common now. We can do that. You can ask an AI agent to actually even take this over the phone, deliver immediate personalized follow-ups and potential buys, schedule property viewing, sync with CRM. So that is pretty cool, right? Even though like this is available now, people will sell this to you as a package. A friend of mine who owns a kind of AI agents company here does very well from these. And let's not be all smart and say, oh yeah, they are created by DeepSeek or whatever. Yeah, they all are in the back end somehow. They're plugged into the large language learning models. Set appointments and reminders. I mean, we see that. I'm actually here in the UAE. I'm talking to a lot of AI agents during the day, over WhatsApp, whatever, booking things, retail, e-commerce. So this is what they're doing, right? And what they have is, yeah, they have a marketplace, right? And with Agent Forge. So again, you know, until you trial this as a business, you wouldn't know more than just AI, another AI tool set. Start your trial now. So I think you can sign up for this. But yeah, Tao is the king of the whole AI industry. And like I said earlier, I'm very happy that most of us have it. But it will be, you know, right now, Tao's price has probably been the strongest. Tao has been the strongest crypto. I think it would have done a 5x if the market wasn't in this condition. Because obviously the Tao halvings come in. Price just looks like a massive falling wedge. If you can take it from here all the way to there, I mean, this is a beautiful chart. A fantastic chart. And I think if the market conditions were better, we would have seen a Tao price of well over $1,000 by now. But unfortunately, the markets are not what we want them to be. So yeah, that's a very good, that's a very good one. Ondo, on the other hand, I do believe Ondo is a cryptocurrency for the next cycle, purely because the way large institutions are adopting it. And you can see here, 75 cents. This chart is a thing of a beauty. Like, this is one of the most beautiful charts in crypto. Pumps a little bit there, comes back down. Pretty much the price has been between $1 to 50 cents, going back as far as, you know, any time during this year. So yeah, I think Ondo will do very well. The thing about Ondo is, I think when the stock market, when it trades 24/7 on the blockchain, then people will start to pick up and institutions will come into it. But pretty much, I mean, look, strong resistance here, institutional order block just above $2. Another one there, $1.49, and then all-time high, I think it went to about $2.15. So we could see this do very well. And right now, I mean, to be honest, the lowest that it got, if anyone in our group pick this up on the 25 cents, you know, you are an absolute legend. So yeah, Tau is, I mean, Ondo is also very good, but I think Ondo's potential will be much more crazy in the next cycle. Let me just check something here, guys. Bear with me one sec. Is it worth holding? Let me check. Let's put this thing on a dark mode. Anyone saw the Premier League games today, man? Absolutely insane. Everyone lost except the Gunners. So your question is it worth holding Render and Tau, considering selling my Render and putting it into Tau? Okay. Now you put me in the spot. So let me be very honest with you. Render has not pumped at all. And as a Tau maxi, it is easier for me to tell you to put everything into Tau, but I do hold a little bit of Render as well. And it's an institutional coin. It is definitely one worth not selling at these prices, right? Like, seriously, not consider that. Don't do that. Because it hasn't had a pump at all. I mean, the last pump we got was back in December. It's an institutional coin. It's going to make you good money. And right now at $2.52, because Tau is at $400, it is not at a fair ratio or value for you to give up the Render to increase your Tau back. If that makes sense. Because that's going to help you a lot as a brother. As a top Donny as well. I love your name. Hold on to that Render and it will appreciate in value. Do not sell that at the lowest that we've seen Render in almost 3 years. 4 years. So the wick was, the dumpage came at a, what, 47 cents? I mean, that is 2022 bear market levels. And where it is right now, I think it's a crazy, crazy price. If we do, I mean, let's make some worst case scenarios for you to pick up some more, because I think it will do well. We've had this support here. It's always had this support here. Let's turn this into a dark line. Let's even go with the blue line here. Cool. So we've had, if it comes down some more, right? What I can see happening is Render going to this level of $1.24 as an absolute kind of like a must-hold level, and below that around $1. And then anything below that is insane. So I think Render reverses from here. I can see the RSI on the longer time frame starting to reverse, but do not do that at all, brother. You will lose a lot of money. Yeah, brother. Let me know when you are, and I will get you on. I will get you on ASAP. Top two, Sui and Arrow, brilliant. Mid, Cookie and Clearpool, and bottom, Doge and AI Tech. You are absolutely a legend of a investor, because the rest there Again, I'd like to be conservative at the beginning. I wish I would have done more of that. But sometimes my top 5 or top 10 has always lied to me in this cycle. Why? The top 10, my top 10 cryptocurrencies, which include the likes of SUI, Tau, they're all relatively large caps. And sometimes you don't look at the bottom of the table because I know those are lottery gambles like your Doge that you've got there. But the structure there is solid. And if we look at Aero, because a lot of people have kind of, because Base just said, I mean, this is what retail is mad, you know, Base have said that they are going to do their own token. So what happens? Aerodrome suffers a bit. But look at the recovery, guys. You know, this is one of the biggest cup and handles. This looks like an English mug, right? Kapow! That's what's going to happen with Aerodrome, in my opinion. It won't come as low as that because it has already tapped that bottom level liquidity. But this should have a crazy run from here. Still relatively under $1. And if it does do anything ridiculous, I can already see it's already hit that level, right? Through the wick. But if you look at 2 key levels here for Aerodrome, one level is there, and the other one is already taking the liquidity here. Unless we go into a bear market right now, I really don't see that level being tapped at all. So look at that. It's very clear to me where Aerodrome is going and where it's been. Right now, this on the weekly with an RSI like that, I think this is a beautiful chart. Even if it comes down a little bit more until we get the resolution of the macro, I'm really not worried about Aerodrome Finance long term. Good choice. And then you've obviously got Cookie DAO. Cookie USDT has been, Cookie's been one of the strongest in the dip. And why do I say that? Because when the whole wick happened that night, I was looking at the Cookie chart and I sent this to everyone and I was like, yo, guys, we've just been rugged. Little did I know the whole market was tanking because I was literally doing some charting work here. And I saw this and I was like, guys, what's going on here? Cookie's just been rugged. But what I see with Cookie is that the strong bounce is ridiculous. And, you know, when I remember that night, man, my whole entire Cookie portfolio got wiped and then it kind of came back. And you can see what Cookie's done here. Cookie's actually building a solid base around here. 1 touch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 daily candles on that level. So that's solid as well. C-Pool, I mean, we saw C-Pool suffer. Let's have a look at the Bybit chart. Got a new weekly candle here. Still very, very much bearish on the 2 days. Falling on the daily. I think that's your weakest link. But on the daily chart, I can see Clearpool is at a very critical level where it needs to remain. And this is why it's coming down a little bit, because this is a level where, and there is obviously more interest below that, but I think that is a significant level for Clearpool. So that would be your weakest link. That will be your most volatile coin. That is really at the bottoms. What I say, most of these are in bear market lows. People can't believe it, man, but we really are in a bear market. Like, if you look at these charts, you know, December last year, 2024, massive pump. Prior to that, I mean, was this the top of the bull market? And so far, it seems to me between December and January of 2025, December 24, this was our bloody bull market. But due to the Trump influence, a lot of us got caught out instead of selling right here. That's it. Who would have thought? I mean, who would have thought he would have rugged? First of all, he rugged the market. He created 2 meme coins, sucked liquidity out of the entire market. And of course, if you know the aims of the administration, you would understand a recession is a reset, both for the Fed and the Trump administration. I know people say, oh, they don't want recession or whatever, but that's the reality, right? They get much better deal to refinance the debt. Near Protocol is one of my favorite cryptocurrencies to trade. I've probably made more money on trading Near Protocol than most because I understand the chart very well. And Near Protocol has been, in my opinion, one of the worst performers this cycle, has not taken off, which is the reason why we should be bidding at these lows. Now you can see here, there is a massive liquidity level here. But I don't know if we can ever fill that again. I mean, the lowest that we went on that market sell-off was about, what, $1.45? So Near Protocol is one that has a lot of potential. Projects like Zcash are built on it. So they should really do very, very well. If institutions are buying AI layer 1 coins in general, Near Protocol is going to be the one when the market gets better. And 2, Near Protocol just has so much upside. I mean, this is bear market 2022. It looks like... see, what we're complaining about, guys, is we're complaining about this wick here. But when you put this into perspective, what you realize is these candles were happening back in 2022. So we've not seen nothing. Like, we've not seen a bear market. This is not a bear market. Yes, they feel like they're in their lows, but we need to have a significant drop for most of these charts. So that's solid as well. And the other one there for Milky, I think it is, Near, Say, Ondo, and Source. Tower holding very strong. Absolutely. I mean, imagine, bro. Big shout out to you, Mehrad. Imagine if the market was trending up on October and of course going into November, right? Tower would have been around $1,500. I kid you not, because the Tower halving is next month. Cookie Dow, AI Tech, what else we've got? Luna by Virtuals, Metakate, Solid, Mamo, Carrot, which has been challenging, Avantis, which actually recently fell off a little bit, Marvia, and Moon Tropica, Beam, Pixel, BSX, Copy, and Treble. You do have a very good portfolio, but it's very risky. I think the biggest market cap you've got there is Cookie. So I would still add a layer 1 of some sort. Like, I would add a high cap into that. But you are, in terms of the risk to reward scale, very high risk, very high reward, and that should be the kind of mentality on alt season. I think you'd only realize when the market is kind of not trending up, you tend to struggle with portfolios like that. But nevertheless, it's I hold majority of those with you, brother. Near, Say, Ondo, Arweave, Alchemy, and Source. Super, super solid. I'm very well, brother. Very well. Let's have a look. They announce amazing development. Who's that? Mint Layer. Developments updated. If you're not, I recommend. Yeah, I'd take a look, man. Look, at the end of the day, it's the only savior is the market is doing bad, right? And I would say for 99% of cryptocurrencies which have a chart like this, it is very difficult. And you can see here, look, when the volume is there, this is absolutely being one hell of a, yeah, this is a crazy chart. I mean, so for that reason, it's very difficult. But I will take a look. Look, anything to help people to look at projects, I will definitely take a look. But to be fair, it's projects like this don't really excite me that much. We are trying to learn from past mistakes, always refining ourselves as investors. I'm not here to diss any project, but if the project is shit, I will say gladly that this project, unfortunately, is not what it is. So it's been nothing but misery here. What makes me believe that all of a sudden they've changed and things are going to... The only way we can do that is to offer a platform and let the project come and explain what they've done. But in protection of the community, I can't allow certain things to happen and then happen again and happen again. It doesn't work like that in 2025, 2026, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you for the comment. Epic, Zebek, Ski, Keycat, Kick, what was that? Christ in King is King. Also, you playing the season, right? Paul, Avax, Aero, and Ton, Sui, and Jupiter. I think you could take that Ton at some point and maybe concentrate that into a Sui. Even Say, I think will outperform Ton. But if you've got into Ton at a much earlier, like say last cycle or whenever, then I think you are fine. Graph AI is ZigChain. That's the Becker one. Anyone protocol. Was it anyone or which one was the anyone is decent, I think. The other one is the there was one more from Becker there. And Brain, I think Brain is on base. I had Towerbot is excellent. Subnet 62 and Brain. Solid stuff, brother or sister. Man, you above Liverpool, bro. Who would have thought that? Honestly, who would have thought that? Insane, absolutely insane. Yeah, Bitcoin may go back down to 98 to 104 and extend the cycle into 2026. It looks like that could happen. I mean, I can't find. Let me see if I can find my article today, which actually aligns with that. So this is what I posted today. So basically, currently, Bitcoin is trading around 8% below its fair value implied by the ETFs. This whole thing was like a one big long article. Previously 108, but the price went to 112. And of course, the expected price should be 120, right? Suggesting that this is a market sentiment rather than fundamentals, which is driving the dip. Now, there's a bit of both. So what my thesis was that this was the previous high, daily candle here, got rejected, came back strongly for the last 4 days, testing this important institutional order block, which is huge resistance here. I mean, look at that. That's all the way resistance up there. Short-term targets, 116 to 117. get above 117, and we are good to go. Plenty of upside potential. Once confidence returns, liquidity is coming back slowly, but of course, we've got a huge week ahead. And then, I kind of published my Q4 financial report talking about US debt. Just hit US debt now is 38 trillion. So the question for me was, whatever happened to Doge? Whatever happened to Doge, right? Global liquidity backdrop, Bitcoin versus M2 money supply. It has diverted, right? Diverged from the past quarter. Historically, bull market has always coincided with the growth of central bank liquidity. So Bitcoin is a potential alternative to the existing central bank system. That's what people were hoping for as a store of value, of course. This is because Bitcoin has a predetermined monetary schedule. There's the Bitcoin halving, and what follows after that is typically a year that is a consolidation, accumulation, and then a pump, massive pump. Now we can't expect nothing until we see what the Fed does in the meeting, right? This week's going to be huge. This is why this coming week is going to be very vital for us, guys. So other things as well. The Fed is extremely worried about unemployment, inflation, and the housing market. And I'll go into detail in this. By the way, if you want to have reports like this, just jump into our VIP Discord. And now overnight lending markets, and this is going to be important. Of course, we know the repo is flickering, basically a warning light flickering in the rise in repo rates and shrinking reserve pools. So when we say, when is alt season, why are we not doing 100x, 1000x right now? It is the liquidity in the system that drives it, right? You can't get ahead of yourself. You can only position yourself for greatness. And heavier use of Fed backstop indicates banks' ample reserves are very much thinning. Very slow liquidity squeeze. Now, there's more details in this report, man. Sometimes I feel like I've got to explain these into the live sessions as well. And then we talk about government shutdown as well. So, in my opinion, I think the levels that we gave in this article, I think will be very fair, and that's what you just highlighted. It's absolutely it's absolutely spot on. So the one big beautiful bill added 3.4 trillion to the US debt. So here's what my assessment was. We are short term, doesn't extend beyond this week. We just want to look up, see what happens this week. We got CPI. We checked that, came out well. The equities bounced. Fed meeting, and of course, Trump's meeting with Xi Jinping. And most likely 107. If this is a weekend liquidity grab, sell the news event, whatever it may be, and then we move over to Jerome Powell, and that's where we take it from there. So lots of things to really consider between now and when the Fed pivots, guys. One thing is for sure, we are gonna make crazy money in this market. I have no doubts about that. What I have doubts about is the timing of and the urgency which we need that money. And that's where controlling our emotions has always been a very key factor in investing. There's no other secrets to it. It's just who manages their emotions the best. See, my daughter is... $134. Continue a little bit. Yeah, and look at Sui, guys. Look at Sui. Sui, look at Sui, man. Look at Sui. Look at Sui. Sui is literally begging us again on the daily, but let's have a look at the weekly. Yeah, probably one of the stronger ones when the dip finishes. I think Sui will be one of the fastest to come out in this whole dip. Let's see what else we got. Guys, I'm going to love you and leave you because I've just got an emergency text. I need to check up on my daughter, but I'll have to schedule a dedicated live stream with the caveman, perhaps maybe tomorrow. And yeah, let me know. Smash. Everybody should be smashing the hell out. Smash the like button, guys. And we'll talk some more tomorrow. I'm going to release a video tomorrow. And I'm going to do a live stream. Do let me know what time you want me to do the live stream. Appreciate you, brother. Cave, can we do it tomorrow night? Much love and respect to all of you, man. Thanks for turning up as always. Absolute legends. Lots of love from my side, guys. Smash the like. My brother is there. Smash the like, guys. God bless you all. And happy Diwali to everyone who celebrates it, especially Ram. And for the rest of you, have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, guys. God bless. Cheers.